Good morning. We're back on track now for the 5-minute ministry. After my story was complete that I put out in that 7 different segments there, and I hope you enjoyed it. And now I'm back in the old recycle shop again today. It's like flipping a coin. Flip some coins today. Maybe flip some coins. A coin. First, let's start today with the Bible verse. Romans 8. Verse 28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. So today I'm asking you, are you on the wrong side of the coin these days? What do I mean by that? Well, let's just flip a coin, we'll find out if you're on the wrong side of that, okay? So this here is just it's an Eisenhower dollar. And it's a pretty nice shape, actually. If I can get it in there. So we're going to flip this coin. And then what I want you to do right now is I want you to call it. I want you to call if it's going to be heads or if it's going to be tails. Okay, you ready? Tails. It's tails. Okay, so if you blurted out the word tails, and it was tails, you are the winner of the toss here today. You're the winner of the toss. I'm calling it today the right or good side of the coin. The side you have called and won on, just for this video, is going to be called the spiritual side. On the flip side, the wrong side, and I'm calling it a non-spiritual side. There will always be 2 sides of a coin and 2 sides to your life as well. Recently, I experienced several things that made me feel like, boy, I was on the wrong side of the coin. And I'm going to get kind of crazy here. I was a loser on the wrong side by examining my circumstances as a loss or a bad day. I was so far behind in my work to start with, and then things just started to happen while I was working on this one day. I just purchased a dimmer switch that was faulty from the factory, and I would have to take it back and get a new one and just spend that time right there to get a new one. The ceiling that I was installing the ceiling fan on would not hold the fan because it was in between 24-inch trusses. And the fan, so that all needed bracing before I could even install the fan. The ceiling fan was almost impossible to put together as parts were missing. I don't know if you've assembled a ceiling fan lately, but there's a lot of little parts and stuff, And one of the factory holes was off center, would not allow the light assembly to fasten on the bottom correctly. Yeah, it's just very frustrating that it took a long time to get that thing up too. My niece, the same day here, my Nissan Pathfinder radiator sprung a leak out of the blue. Right out of the blue, or maybe it's out of the green because there's fluid on the ground that's green. I'm going to have to replace it. Well, a new radiator is like $200 to $250 if I buy it and try to install it myself. And the warranty's a little iffy on that. I can't get a new one installed for a shop that I really like in Fort Collins, installed for a week and a half. There it's $200 plus the labor. So, there are a few more things that were troublesome that day, but for time's sake, I'm going to move on for your sake. I went home that day thinking, woe is me, woe is me. The world hates me. I was on the wrong side of the coin, the loser. And I'm sure no one out there has ever felt this way. I'm sure no one's ever felt like that. So, how will I take care of this tomorrow or the next day? That's what I'm thinking. How am I going to take care of this? I'm just so worried about, the future. That night I prayed, talked to God about, why me? Why do I feel this way? And this showed up in my mind, and you probably are familiar with this verse here. It says, therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And that's in Matthew 6:34. Well, this gave me a feeling of calm and peacefulness, and my next day was unbelievably easy. And, with several solutions that were just right in front of me during the day. Man, I was so thankful for that. So even if you are a loser of a coin toss on earth, you could still take great pride in winning and try harder. There's always going to be two sides of a coin and two sides to your life as well. The two sides of your life is eternity or forever death. Just to let you know there. So in John 3:16 says, if you believe that God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. So now give Jesus your heart, get on his path, and then follow him into heaven. You have nothing to lose here, believe me. Then you've just won the greatest of all coin tosses. All coin tosses for your eternal life. That's it, folks. See you next Sunday. Have a great week. If you have questions about recycling your heart, come to the Greeley Vineyard Church or Google the Vineyard USA website and find a church near you. Contact them and there will be someone there to help you.